my family goes to like Amish, like we celebrate Amish holidays.
Yeah.
And I forgot about that because we talked about that last week. And I go, you know what we should get on here? Like, we should get Jemima on here because you grew up. That's how we connected. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Because that's like a very odd.
That's about as niche as it gets.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was your background.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, I mean, like, I think when people first hear my name, they're a little thrown off. Like, oh, where'd your mom get that name from? And I'm saying it's very biblical. Like,
so I asked the thing that everyone asks, and you'd be mad about it. Okay, go ahead.
But it's a biblical name. Like Job, whenever he lost everything and then God gave him back everything.
Yeah.
He had 3 sons, but he was given 3 daughters as well. And the oldest daughter's name was Jemima. She was the most beautiful and fairest in the land. Says it right after her name.
Just saying.
And just throwing that out there.
Wait, I wonder why that, because, you know, like
keeping track.
Everybody goes like, you know, like Matthew, John, Joshua, Caleb, like Rebecca, Sarah,
you have
Leah,
a brother named Caleb,
Rachel. These are a popular Andrew, like Bible. How come that one didn't get in?
Well, there's only,
that's a sick name.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's only 3 boys and 8 girls. So
on where?
In my family too.
Okay.
Is that what you're saying? What
no, like how come it's not in the lexicon of
why
like
isn't that
Bible
held
names?
up? As
Like
like
the
a
popular ones. Why didn't Jemima get in?
It's Jemima.
Yeah. Beautiful and fairest in the land.
It's beautiful, but I feel like it kind of could go both ways because sometimes I'll joke about like I was kind of busted. I don't think Jemima would be a great name for me, but because I'm a decent looking person, I'm not trying to
flex number 2, by the way. We're 5 minutes in flex number 2.
But you know, Jemima's kind of, it makes me stand out. I'm the only Jemima in Nashville that I know of. I've only met 2 other Jemimas, and those were in the communities when I was
in the Amish community.
In the Amish community.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll talk a little bit of that for a second.
I like already that you refer to them as the community.
Just to set it up. That already sounds unbelievable.
That's sick. That sounds like a social
And wait,
club.
let me say before we start this, is some people have said like I am not Amish.
Yeah.
And I like my people were like, John, like I'm not trying to like, what's it called when you use somebody else's culture?
Appropriate.
Yeah. I go, I'm not saying like my grandparents were Amish. My parents were Mennonite, meaning it's like a break off of Amish. And then my parents met at Mennonite college, and my dad started a non-denominational church. So I am 0 of it, but my heritage is that, and we spend holidays in that community.
And you're in that culture. You're living in that culture.
So everybody's like, John, I'm not trying to. I don't speak on their behalf.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't. I'm not their.
You're not the face.
I like their way of living. Yeah, and they
respect it too.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah. And you're saying this, you're not speaking on behalf of them either.
Yeah, actually, but I kind of have a little bit similar with you as well, because like I was raised in the communities, but we went to different Amish communities, different Mennonite communities, because my mom was a midwife. So she was so valuable to delivering babies.
Because they don't go to the hospital.
They don't, it's all home births, So everything like there was out of 11 of us, 9 of us were born at home. So,
really?
Yeah. And my mom had 5 of us underwater. So like in a horse trough.
Whoa,
like
dude, what?
Wait, all right, so
this is not the interview I thought we were doing.
No,
today,
I knew
dude.
it was, all right. Well, some of my siblings, I'm one of 8, and we're similar in that way. And when several were born at home.
Yeah.
Now I don't know about the water thing. I think it was just in the bathtub upstairs because I remember.
Well, like in the bathtub, but with no water.
Is that a thing? I have no idea.
It is. It's more of a constricted area.
So water is just like.
But water bursts they're less painful, and when you're like you think that the baby's going to be drowning, but that it's getting all of its oxygen through that umbilical cord, the tube. So until it gets cut, then it's fine. So the pressure of the water kind of going on your belly and everything going out, it's way easier for birth. But I mean. My mom had 6 kids at that point, so we were kind of like walking out by that point.
Okay.
So it had to have been an easy.
Like my 6 kids, like, yo, I'm here, just
surfing out. Like,
So maybe it was the water, maybe it was.
What order? Where are you?
I'm the 8th.
You're by the last.
I'm at the bottom. Yeah, I've got 3 little girls under me, and then 7.
Okay, so how was your mom? So if wherever the community, do you want to say which ones, or was there a bunch of them?
So my mom and my dad. They were not raised in Amish anything. Like raised very normal suburb lives.
Yeah.
And then my dad was in did some kind of like normal job.
Yeah.
And then
podcaster?
Probably podcaster, honestly. So they had 4 kids at that point. And then my mom got into midwifery. And so they decided to kind of live a little bit more of a simpler life, and they were going to communities and delivering babies. So
I got it.
But my mom is such a chameleon
Yeah.
that she doesn't want to be that person that's living differently.
It's like the outsider.
Yeah. So we completely developed into their community and kind of lived how they lived for a while, and then until we went to another community where my mom was helping out there, and then because we went to Florida, Virginia, North Carolina, we were even
in a bunch of them.
We were even in the 12 tribes in Florida for a little bit. My mom was delivering,
and
babies
it's very like, from what I know, it's very like word of mouthy. So if you are in, you go, hey, go to the
and
go to the Virginia, go to North Carolina, go to the other community and help
my
them.
mom was like famous before social media because of how many babies she's delivered. She's delivered over 1,500 babies. Like she has been, dude, she's in Africa right now delivering babies at some refugees. Yeah, she's over there right now.
Amish?
No, it's just some Amish refugees.
Hey, we
out
broke
there.
off. Yeah.
No, she's out there but that's what she's done doing her whole life. So she was very, very valued as a midwife. So when other midwives would leave other communities that needed a new one, we would go to that. But we were just, that's why we were Amish for probably about 6 years total in those communities, living the way where we were like horse and buggy for a little bit, like bonnets
that's how
Your mom is like the Jeff Bezos of the Amish.
That
many deliveries on the board. That's crazy.
On the board. Is there one per community? Probably. There couldn't be that many.
Well, you have like usually the midwife, and then you have a doula, the person that's kind of assistant. Yeah. And one of the reasons we ended up leaving the community, and the main reason, was because my mom's mentor ended up losing a woman during childbirth. She passed away. So she got charged with the homicide, and my mom was really scared about that kind of somehow going on to her. So we left that community kind of on the run and, got in the bus and then we, it was crazy. It's a really interesting life, but
we have like family members that have had, not immediate family members, but like have had, because they don't believe in like healthcare, correct?
Yeah.
Again, we're not speaking on their behalf, but I have relatives where they've had, I don't want to say this out of place here, where they've had birth complications and they didn't go to the hospital. And there's like been like significant, like either a child lives with a disability or is no longer alive because the healthcare that is available that they did not access.
Yeah.
And so that was if you delivered that many babies, you got to know if this is not right.
You're going to go through a lot of different things. Like if the baby's arch, laying wrong, or if it's coming up, if the umbilical cord's wrapped around its neck, a lot of things can go wrong. So it is a very, and back in, this was 25 years ago. So it's not like they didn't have a click of the phone to figure out what it was.
Yeah. The time that you spent there, you like a lot of those people's lives, you're like,
you respect them too. And you earn the things I learned at such a young age.
How to churn butter.
How to kill a chicken.
Have you?
We used to.
No, you haven't.
Have you not?
A chicken?
A chicken?
You
okay,
killed
so
it?
We have a chicken right here, so let's see. Go ahead.
Bring it out. Yeah.
Come on. Do you have zip ties and a clothes hanger? There you go.
You're the Dexter of the chicken world.
No, we really did though, but that's how we ate a lot of the time because we were so poor that we'd have a lot of chicks, and then you only need one rooster. So when we'd have more roosters, we would kill the roosters and eat them. And because we hung up all of our clothes, we just get a clothesline, you zip tie their ankles to it, you let their heads hang down, get all the blood of the head and slit their throats. Then you lick them and eat them.
Very casual.
Dude,
very casual.
Very casual.
Very casual, yeah.
Well, is there something that your mother, and I think my parents too, maybe, that like, because she's still kind of, if she's in Africa, still doing this, so like there's something to where like, going to wherever downtown to the hospital, that she's like, I like a simpler, holistic way of living.
Yeah,
she's clearly still doing that now. Well, so it was attractive. Instead of going to a birth like everyone else does it, we're gonna even a midwife is like, you don't have to be Amish to have that, because we did a couple of those. It's just like very natural, holistic, and against like. Well, you think about everybody on this planet, and I've been pretty close to everywhere, that there's not hospitals. Some very small percentage of, if you're born into a hospital with like a tile floor, like you hit the jackpot.
Yeah.
You hit the jackpot.
Yeah.
If you were born with someone with a degree helping you assist that, you hit the jackpot.
Yeah, you're coming out great.
Because everybody is having kids.
That's like white privilege for you right there.
Gosh.
Horse trough.
That
Born in a horse trough over here.
Well, that's so I'm just trying to put pieces together. If you have like a Amish community, let's say there's a couple thousand people in it. You're on like she could be coming up list. There has to be like 5 on your like the pregame like
the watch list.
Yeah, the watch
players
list,
to watch.
Right? Yeah, because if you get to about 8 months, you're starting to be like, yo, what's up?
Yeah,
and then that person would call your mom.
Yeah,
if the water broke or whatever. I don't know how it works. I have no expertise.
Yeah, so
in this
normally
area.
they'll start with when they find out they're pregnant. You usually try to start creating a relationship with your midwife then.
Okay.
So hopefully
all right. So
2 or 3 months in.
You go to coffee or something?
Yeah, I go to coffee. Yeah. But you're kind of learning about what you should be drinking, what you should be intaking, how you should be sleeping, how to prevent preeclampsia, how to just kind of like go learning all that stuff. So my mom is with these girls for when they normally find out they're pregnant until they have the babies. And then even afterwards, my mom will still go over there and help them whether they want her to or not.
Yeah. She's like, I think we're done.
Like,
she's like, nah, so what's up?
I'm here.
What is what if you have a lot of, I don't know if you know the answer to this. What if you have a lot of pain? Isn't that like part of the shots? Like in the hospital, you get the
epidural and all
that? Yeah. None of that.
Just don't be a little...
just get in the tub.
Well, you can't even drink. I was gonna say drink some whiskey, but you can't. Nah, you can't.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's also like, I don't know. I think you can also feel like I respect it because women go through a lot, and if you're able to kind of go through that pain and deliver life, it's probably gonna have a great bond with that child too. Being
if you go to they can't make you unconscious, right? To deliver a baby. You have to be.
You gotta push.
You gotta push. Yeah.
Yeah. So they go in and it's kind of the bond that you created during birth. Yeah. I've always thought that sometimes when like you watch other people as an adult, you watch other people like deliver, like raise children, and then the kid gets like 16 and he's like,
I hate you.
He's like, yeah, and I hate you. You're like, you're not cool. You're like, I'm not a parent, but you have to be like. Oh, we all did it.
That's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
To all our parents, we're like,
at
hey,
16.
Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was midwifery ever in your future?
No.
Hey, don't give up on it already. Don't
I know,
give up
but
on
it's fine. It was so normal in my life though. Like I saw 2 of my little sisters get born, so it's like it was very yeah, and it was so normal in my life. I was going to births with my mom all the time, and like going and.
They want to bring your daughter to work day.
But exactly.
Jemima should play with some toys.
Cool.
Just give her a catcher's mitt and tell her to stand at the end of the bed.
Yeah, I was probably entertaining all the other kids that were running around.
Awesome at that.
But it was so normal too. Like the women are there completely exposed in a bathtub, and everyone is in the community is kind of around because we're not looking at her in a sexual way. It's more of a beautiful
celebration.
Way. Yeah, and like I have memories of chasing kids around the house with a woman giving birth in the middle of the living room. Like it like just just so normal because that was my everyday. I was somewhere with my mom.
I mean, sure, it was a little weird, but on the net, it was a positive. It was a positive. You cannot be serious. On the net, it's a positive.